went to the drama bookstore the other day. I was there to pick up some material for a talk that I'm working on for the future. And at the cash register, you know, they have those wonderful little things you can buy. Like, oh, I need a little keychain with a little Mask of Tragedy and Comedy on it or something. They had these cards, these laminated cards, and it says obstacles. I went, oh, that's kind of interesting. And all these like mind tools. I went, oh, metaphysical stuff at the drama bookstore. How fun. I went, wow, they're coming up in the world here. That's great. And at the very top it says, is a sentence that says, what makes it difficult is, and then fill in the blank. There are phrases here to complete the sentence like, what makes it difficult is you frighten me. Or what makes it difficult is there's so much to lose. I made a promise. We are from different worlds. I know I'm wrong. I don't even know who you are. Which I guess makes it really difficult. It's really difficult when I don't know who you are. It's like, oh, okay. I'm thinking what a great way to check what you're feeling at any one time. And then I read, what makes it difficult is she's pregnant. I went, what? You're out of my league. And what makes it difficult is I'm of noble birth. What the hell is this? And then I read the back. And it said the drama series contains concrete scene objectives, embraceable obstacles, and playable tactics, and additional ideas that lead to stronger choices in the creative process. I went, that's nice. And then it says, we craft these ideas into a set of highly quality bookmarks that will fit easily into any script, endure the rigors of rehearsal, and stand up to the subway station floor. We need that in New York, to stand up to the floor. Got to be very powerful if it can stand up to the subway floor here in the city. And actually, any ideas that we can get to make better choices in the creative process, we're all for here at Spiritual Arts Center. So I didn't realize that this was actually an acting tool. When you look at the script, what are my objectives? What's the problem? What's going on? What's the difficulty? I just thought it was a really kind of cool thing to check to see how I was feeling that day. Well, I'm not from royal lineage at all, so I just went, that's really interesting. But I still think it has a lot of wonderful things for us to say, what are the difficulties I'm going through in my life? Am I clear about what's going on, what's happening in my life right now? Well, today is, as you know, Friendship Sunday. It's really a celebration of perhaps the most powerful of all of our relationships, which is friendship. Even in the best marriages, if friendship is not there, if friendship is not the basis of your relationship, you really don't have a relationship. What is a friend, really? Someone shared that a friend is someone who knows you very well and still likes you anyway. Aristotle said a friend is a single soul dwelling in two bodies. Isn't that nice? I like that. A young boy defined it this way. He said, friendship is weird. You meet someone and you're like, yep, I like this one, and then you do stuff. Yeah? I don't know who wrote this one. They didn't admit it. It's just an anonymous when I read it. It said, friendship is like peeing your pants. Everyone can see it, but only you can feel the warmth. Thank you for being the pee in my pants. Oh, you're going to be thinking about that all day. C.S. Lewis wrote, friendship is born at that moment when one person says to another, what, you two? I thought I was the only one. I like this one. A friend is one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out. Or as Proverbs 17 says, a friend loves at all times. But I think my favorite definition of friend is these friends are the people that you choose to be your true family. Amen. These are the people in my life I choose to be my family on the planet that I was not necessarily born into, but I choose you to be a part of my life. If you have family members who are friends also, that's a great blessing. It's certainly not a guarantee that it will happen, as we all know. How many people here have family members you wouldn't even talk to if you were not related to them? Yeah. In Exodus 33, it says that God used to speak to Moses face to face as someone speaks to their friend. We have a new relationship here. Before that, it was a God creator, God was away, it was God creating this, and you messed up. And all of a sudden, we have a different view of God. It's odd to think of God as a friend, isn't it? God, what's up? You want to go see Batman and Superman? And that doesn't really occur to us. If you grew up in the church, I was raised American Baptist myself. We were taught that God was way up high, unapproachable, mysterious, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. Remember that? That's a friend? No, that's really over there. God was kind of angry, according to my Sunday school teacher. Really angry with us. So sit and shut up. You don't want him coming down? I don't want anybody coming down. No, we'll be quiet right here. For some reason, this God was out of control. The emotions were just all over the place. God didn't really make any sense. Like Adam and Eve eating the apple bit. Never made any sense of that. We're eternally condemned to suffer and to be in pain because of fruit. Really? Even my Looney Tunes stepmother wouldn't go that far. Jesus dying a horrible death on an instrument of torture because God's other children are so rotten. Hello, Bellevue, we have a pickup. I really want God to stay where God is if this is God. Please. Makes absolutely no sense. Makes no sense in the light, especially of God talking to Moses as a friend. And God's supposed to be love. We read God is love, but this does not compute. This doesn't make any sense at all. So the God of love and peace and forgiveness, as Jesus called him Father, it doesn't make any sense. Jesus revealed this is God's true nature: love, forgiveness, joy, all the good. But we still have two gods at work here. There's a real disconnect between what Jesus taught and what we then read from the other authors in Scripture. So here at Spiritual Arts Center, we have 5 basic teachings. The first one is God is good. God is absolute good, not as a person is good, not a personality kind of good, or an ego that acts like Donald Trump when it doesn't get its own way. That is not the God that we recognize here. God is principle, the principle of all life, love, peace, joy, of abundance, of wholeness, of every good you can imagine and more. This is what God is. And number 2, because you are a creation of that goodness, you are good too. Your essence is good. This is who you are at core. God, creative spirit, cannot create anything unlike herself. It goes against every universal law to say anything else. A dog gives birth to a dog. It doesn't give birth to a tree. A sunflower seed can only grow a sunflower. It can't grow a rose. God can only give birth to God. You. So you are a baby God. You're a godling. Coming to the full realization of your power of who you are. Number 3, creative beings of God communicate with the Creator, that creative energy, through prayer and meditation. Here we understand prayer not to be begging or beseeching or pleading for God to do something. We believe in affirmative prayer of getting centered in ourselves, getting centered in the truth, and knowing and accepting the good is right here, right now. My good is not missing anywhere. I just have to awaken to it, which is inside of me. Meditation is simply prayer that is listening, being open and receptive to hearing the good that's already here. So you can meditate any way you want to. You don't have to sit in a pretzel and hold your hands in any way. That's one way of doing it. Singing, dancing, Disco dancing is a meditation. Walking, painting, they're all good ways. Whatever works for you is a meditation. Number 4, our tools of creation here on the planet, because we are creative like our Creator, we have to create. There's no way around it. So our tools of creation are thought, feeling, words, and actions here on the planet. What we think about all day, what we feel, what we're talking about and act on is what shows up in our lives daily, monthly, yearly. To change your life, change the way you think about it, change the way you talk about it, change the way you act on it. And number 5, life is a party. Seems to be our favorite one here. Life is a party on planet Earth, and your job is to enjoy it. Yeah, Tim's enjoying life. Everybody else is wondering, think about it for a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. We're here to enjoy ourselves. As creative, powerful, dynamic beings of love, we have to celebrate our lives in some way every day. I shared earlier, our elder brother said, rejoice and be glad. No matter what you're going through, joy is the core of who we are. I've shared in the past and in the ancient Jewish teachings, when we get to the other side of life, after we're all finished here, we're going to be asked, did you accept all the joys that were offered you? And if not, why not? What would be your answer? Too busy? It's New York, it's just hard. Too many reports to do. Too much energy to have all that joy every day. At the end of the day, I just want to go home. As we heard a few minutes ago from John's reading, life here on the planet can be rough going sometimes, am I right?
Yes.
This is a rough planet to be on. No matter how joyful and no matter how wonderful it all is, we go through periods when it's not all that terrific. No matter how well we know that God is good, that I'm good, my thoughts and feelings, words and actions, create all this stuff that prayer brings forth the good I'm looking for. Life is meant to be joyful. Life is still hard sometimes. It's still really rough getting through the day occasionally. And it can be really tremendously painful. Here in New Thought, we have a mistaken idea that it is not going to be painful if I know the principles. This is so incorrect. This is so not true. We have the principles to get through it. We have the tools to get through it. But it doesn't mean that we're not going to have challenges. Part of the challenges is how we grow, is how we get strong. Is working the faith muscles. If you go to the gym and just pick up a 5-pound weight, what's going to happen? Nothing. You might as well not go. But the heavier the weight, the more you build up and the stronger you get. It's the same with our faith. Being on the spiritual path doesn't mean that we're not going to have challenges, problems, crises, and just plain crappy days. And sometimes crappy years. That happens too. But again, it means we have the tools, we have the knowledge that there's a strength inside of me that I can always rely on no matter how awful it gets. And that we are here for each other when life seems unbearable. I believe that we came here to the planet. Before we came to the planet, we agreed we were going to be here for each other. That we were going to support each other because it's easy to forget where we came from on the other side. And we all show up for each other at the right and perfect time. Have you ever noticed that? The people come into your life just at the right moment. Wow, what a coincidence. Divine coincidence. It's just astonishing when these people, these angels show up in our lives. And we go, oh, thank you for coming at the time I needed that. A minister I know shared that she was at a breaking point in her life. She knew that if she didn't get help, she was going to be dead in a year. She found an AA meeting at a Unity church in the town she lived in. Now, this woman was quite introverted, and she did not speak to people easily. One evening at the AA meeting, she saw the material for the Sunday service. She saw the Unity material. She said, oh, this sounds really kind of cool. So she decided she was going to try that Sunday the service. She got there, and she was standing there looking at the bubbly and perky people. You know how New Thought people are. We can be very joyful. And she didn't know what to make of all that. So she just stood there and watched all this. But nobody said anything to her. She was just standing there, all the hubbub, everybody's just kind of all over the place. She loved the service. She thought the service was wonderful. She loved the message. And afterwards, she just hung out a little bit at the refreshment table. A woman walked up to her, introduced herself, they chatted for a bit, and the woman said, "Would you like to go for a cup of coffee and talk some more?" This woman said to me, "Paul, nobody has ever, before this point, asked me to do anything. Ever. Nobody ever invited me anywhere. My family, friends, nobody. Nobody ever asked me to go for a cup of coffee or just to talk." She said, "Not only did I make a great friend, but that loving gesture got me to attend the church. I began taking the classes, and from there I became a unity minister." All because somebody reached out in love and said, "Would you like to go for a cup of coffee and talk?" That's all it took. Do you want to have a cup of coffee save this woman's life? As John read, all we have to do is be the creation of God we are. We just have to be authentic, open, loving. Share with someone that we see that they're in pain, that we care. You know, people always ask me, "How can I help? What can I do to help?" I don't know what to do when I see somebody in pain. What do we do here? A new thought. How does this all work? I feel helpless sometimes. Do you ever feel that way? Like, I wish I had the words to say something. Here's what we do. Just hear them. Just listen. And our work is called Ministry of Presence. It's just being there. That's all it takes. It's one of the greatest gifts you could ever give is to sit with somebody for half an hour, and just let them talk. Let them talk. Let them know that they are not alone here on the planet. We always think we have to say something. We always think we have to have a solution to their problems. So while they're talking, our brains are going a mile a minute, thinking, what can I say here? When somebody passes away, and somebody is grieving, please never say, "God has called them home." No, God didn't call anybody. Their soul said, "Okay, it's time to leave. It's time to go." And please never say they're in a better place now. Because the response will be, "No, the better place is with me." No matter where that might be, the person who's grieving said, "No, the better place is with me." And we've lost them. And we've lost the opportunity to let them share. I was chatting with a friend a few months ago, and I was going through a rough patch, as we all do at times. She started telling me what I should do next, and I said, "I don't need advice, I just need you to hear me. I just need you to hear me. I just need my friend to talk to you right now." I said, "Okay." We want to go there, we want to help, but that is not a help. To help is to say, "I'm sorry you're going through that." "Oh, wow. Okay, tell me more." So your assignment today, and when you agree to this, somebody will show up. So your assignment is to listen to the person who comes into your life today or tomorrow or this week. To listen, to love, to hear, to say, "I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm here for you." Have a cup of tea and cry. That's healing. That whatever obstacles or difficulties there are, and all of these perhaps, I'm frightened I'm out of my league of noble birth, I'm sorry. Nobody understands me. Whatever the person's going through, we allow them to be. Allow them to share, to help lighten their load, to find their healing power within. Talking is very often healing. That's why therapists often will sit there and not say anything for an hour and you pay them $150. Like, what did I just do? I just talked for an hour. I actually went to a therapist once. I was there for 3 months. The man never said one word except the time is up. Sometimes you need a little more. Like, do go on or something. Like, so we're there to really hear. And sometimes to feedback, oh, I'm sorry you're going through that. Or tell me more about this. Tell me more about the issue with your mom. And let them talk. Let them talk. Let them know that they've been heard. And that's what makes our friends angels on earth. When they're there for us. And we become an angel for them. Vice versa. And then we get healed by being healers. It's an astonishing way of living life. Ask our chaplain how incredibly powerful it is to pray with so many people at the end of the service on Sunday. There's nothing like it. So your job this week is to be an angel for someone. You may have many angels show up for you as well. And you may think, okay, God, this is the 10th person who's asked me to talk or to listen this week. You know what? The universe says you're ready. So take a breath. Breathe out.